Welcome to Kensington, Birmingham, huh? This is awesome. Clint Dupin's going to be our lead teacher for this campus.
When I first came to Kensington, I was humbled.
I'm Clint Dupin. I'm excited to be here, a little nervous about this whole deal.
I was just like, what am I doing around this table? What am I doing here? You guys probably wondered the same thing.
I feel personally like getting them here and on this team was like just the icing on the cake. I feel like I won the lotto.
I think we've grown a ton being here at Kensington the last almost 9 years now. We've just been given this great picture of what it means to do ministry as a family.
The belief that Steve Andrews and some of these other leaders at Kensington had in Micheall and myself to kind of just turn over the keys to this new campus and say, hey, go lead it, we believe in you. Just that sense of belief was huge. We started feeling a leading about 1.5 years, 2 years ago.
Just this leading that God was doing something new. We weren't sure what it was.
We didn't know what it was, and we just started really praying and not really getting an answer, like, God, what is it that you're doing? Long story short, we were introduced to some things that were happening in the San Francisco Bay Area, churches that were uniting together and getting really intentional about reaching the Bay Area. Invited us to come take a look and say, we just want you to pray about this and think about joining us in doing this. So we've decided, to leave, to be sent by Kensington to the San Francisco Bay Area. So we feel that God is leading us to start a church in the San Francisco Bay Area, specifically in the East Bay. We feel that this is a place that is similar to our demographic as far as the age of families, and we really get excited about that culture. There seems to be a lot of pressure because it is a startup culture. 1 in every 5 startups in the world starts in the Silicon Valley.
On average, people spend at least an hour commuting to their work one way.
You have these young millennials, you have these people that are starting families, and so there's pressure. There's pressure to make it. There's pressure to be able to afford an apartment or a condo or a home.
We just came from work, and we are going back to work tonight to work more. So, to me, we spend a lot of time at work, and I think that's difficult for our relationship because it's so expensive to be here.
One of the top priorities that people have here locally is recreation and free time on the weekends. And so as a result, it's really hard for people to think that there's time for God and time for church on Sunday.
The younger generation, there's a greater move towards spirituality and less towards organized religion. I don't know anyone, none of my coworkers, maybe 2, go to church out of 40 or so.
We have the lowest belief in God in the entire country. Only 42% of the people that live in the Bay Area believe in God. And I think part of it is the success culture. When you're personally successful, make a lot of money, you're living the dream, you kind of think that it's all you, and so why do I need a God? And if I don't have a lot of time, then I don't need to fit that into my schedule as well.
I wouldn't go to church on a Sunday because I don't really believe in God. I believe in a soul, but that's pretty much it. There's nothing else after this. Like, I'm comfortable with the fact that I'm going to die, my soul's going to dissipate, and it's not going to matter.
I don't see the church mentality as being, pervasive out here, but I also, don't consider myself a Christian. Therefore, I don't actively traffic in those groups.
You're seeing churches that are starting to unite in the Bay Area that are saying, how do we work together to really reach one of the most innovative, creative areas in the world? And what if we can influence the influencers? What if we can reach them with the greatest story? If we can take what we've learned over the past, 8, 9, 10 years here at Kensington and the years before that in ministry, if we can take that and bring that and offer something and allow God to use us, we're going to do it.
I firmly believe that God is going before us, and He is preparing a home and a neighborhood and a school and a community that He has created us to impact. And it's been what He's preparing us for. We are just asking God to show us each day what is the next step that you're asking of us and trying to be obedient in that.
I don't want to look back in 10 years or 15 years and say, you know, I regret, or I wish we would have, or I think our kids are going to grow more in their faith as a result of this adventure and being obedient than anything else. It's going to be the thing that they look back and say, you know what, my mom and dad, the most important thing to them was not necessarily us, but it was to follow whatever Jesus was asking them to do.